in.
You bring us.
It'll be like just like the good old days. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Rec Report, brought to you by River's Edge Cutlery and riversedgecutlery.com. I am so glad to be back.
It's
me
back,
and Lyle.
baby. Evan's back. I'm
Yep.
so pumped about this.
Yep,
I've
so
been
it's
thinking
gonna-
about this for a while.
We haven't. Yeah, we've been tossing it around for a little bit. I think people don't realize we both have full-time jobs
Right.
outside of this.
Yep.
You want to tell them a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, I actually work at a church, which is, I don't know, might seem funny to you, but that's my full-time gig. I'm a minister at a church. And then,
Close by.
yeah, right down the road, 5 minutes away. So if anybody in Hilliard's a knife geek and you're watching this, hi, you know.
I think it might be worth commuting to. If you just let's just say
Absolutely.
Central Ohio.
Absolutely.
If you have a little time on Sunday mornings, then
Hey, come on over.
come over and see Lyle. And since I left REC, I'm full-time in law enforcement now in
Yep.
Central Ohio, which has been really cool. Got to meet a lot of cool knife people along the way. You can always tell.
cool.
Well, because our pants are blue, obviously, so the pocket clips stand out against
stick
them.
out.
Yeah, so I've had a lot of good conversations with a lot of cool people about knives since starting that.
It's like, hey, buddy, what are you carrying today?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
exactly. But there's never enough time to sit down and talk about knives for
Yeah.
like an hour and a half, like we want to
Right.
do on this. But yeah, so guys, let us know down below. We're getting the Rec Report started back up. Let us know if you want a little bit more of a long form conversation, like more of a podcast, or if you're digging more of
Yeah.
the shorter one. I think this one might be a bit of a shorter one.
Probably to start out with, we're going to start them a little short, but
Yeah.
we want them to grow. We've been talking to the boss, Mike, and
Yeah.
he really is excited to get the Rec Report back. And
He
so,
is, and maybe we can get him on a couple of videos.
that would be
'cause
cool.
It's always good to see him.
Yeah.
Lyle, I just wanted to ask you. So for when I was in the academy and obviously getting through coaching and everything like that, I wasn't paying attention as
pretty
much as I
busy.
would like
Yeah.
to when it comes to knife Instagram, knife YouTube,
Yeah.
and the social medias. So I'm sure there's been some releases that I haven't been aware of. Like I brought this one up here today. We'll talk about that here in a second. But
Yes.
just some knives that I didn't even see that got released, and I'm actually super psyched about. So what were some
Yeah.
of your favorite releases for 2024?
Well, we have some of them here on the table. Some of them we don't. I'll mention that Kunwu just kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And started making these really, really nice high-end knives for not a whole lot of money. And I think it just kind of took everybody by storm. The Padre was really popular. I have an S-Tau, and I love that thing. They're guillotines. They're so snappy.
Okay.
And they're really premium materials for, yeah, again, not a whole lot of money.
And are those the ones that are coming in the blue box?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yep.
those actually were coming in at the very tail end of when I was last here at
okay.
RC, when I was still
Yeah.
doing videos in the past.
That's
and
cool.
those are really nice knives. They were kind of a little bit harder to get for us, if I remember
Yes.
back then.
Yeah.
So it's nice that now they're kind of coming back around.
And I think we're one of the only retailers that has Kunwu on a regular basis. So,
That's
yeah,
sweet.
we've got a pretty good relationship.
But yeah, there was some. They were putting out some really nice stuff, like you
really
said.
cool.
And I know a lot of people are. We talk a lot about high-end knives on Knife YouTube, and
Yeah.
they get a lot of likes on social media, this, that, and the other, because they're kind of aspirational pieces. But the affordable knife market, I would say, even in the last couple of years, has just exploded.
It's gotten way better.
You know,
It's gotten
so
better.
it's awesome now that you can recommend someone when they ask you about a $40 or $50 knife.
Right.
Now it used to just be like, hey, there were like the three, you know,
Yeah.
like a QSP Parrot and then
Yep.
like a Civivi Elementum and like maybe one or
Yep.
two others. Now you can send them a list of 25 knives that you'd be comfortable carrying and using on an everyday basis.
My
which
favorite
is cool.
was the QSP Penguin.
Penguin,
That knife.
yes,
Love
yes.
that thing, and it's so easy to recommend it. What,
Yep.
$30 to a non-knife person that just needs a knife?
I always thought that model was cool because they had the micarta and I think it was
Yeah.
D2
Yep.
for like, you know, less than $40, and then all the way up to like forged carbon fiber and S35,
Yeah.
I believe. Or I'm sure you guys know. You guys will correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but it was just cool. They had like a little bit of a wide range of product on that line. But
The
that was
internet's good at that.
yes, yeah. They'll let me know. They'll let me know. This was one that I had saw on our social media, but I hadn't seen in person
Yeah.
until just recently. This is a new one from Tactile Knife Company, the Chupacabra.
That thing
It
is
just-
sick.
It's just really comfortable, just well made. I love the locking mechanism on that. Action's obviously good. We really expect that when it comes to tactile knives these
Right.
days. But CPM MagnaCut on the blade steel. I'm not 100% sure on the blade length on this one, but I'll link it down below so you guys can check it out. But just a really solid, sturdy, I would say work knife.
It's a little similar to the
Yes.
Oligarch, and
Yeah, that blade shape I just love,
really
especially
sweet.
for a work knife.
I need to clean my knife.
And I think this one's like $250, which for a high quality USA made knife, like it's really hard to beat these days.
They're doing some really cool stuff.
That's a really neat knife.
I actually don't have any of their knives yet, but I have a pen.
Yeah.
Tactile turn pen.
Yep,
so-
I have a tactile that I've had for quite a long time. Another one that was coming out kind of at the tail end.
I was wondering. When
Yes, yeah.
or
This
so, like, when you
one,
were
this
working
one
here.
came out when I was still here. I remember seeing it at, I want to say it was SHOT Show 23.
Okay.
I think that was the last time I had run into this knife, but still super psyched on it for the price, especially.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Microtech MSI. Seriously a full size manual
Really
folder
is.
from Microtech.
And that ram lock.
Yes,
It's just so
so
dang
cool.
cool.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm a fan of kind of interesting, neat locking mechs.
Yep.
Obviously, you got a ton of frame locks, a lot of button locks, but the ram lock is just really cool. And the price point, I think,
Yeah.
it was just really what set it off for me.
I finally was able to purchase a stitch because number one, I could find one.
Yeah.
And it was manual, which I preferred
Yes.
anyway. And with the ram lock, and it was $300.
Yeah,
and
it's a great knife.
Yeah, before that, stitches were.
Is yours
way
aluminum
north of that.
or is it
Mine's
G10?
G10.
Okay.
And I'm kicking myself for not waiting for the aluminum ones to come in.
Is that
They're
what they
so
just got
good.
in?
Yeah, they're so good.
The aluminum MSI is a really neat knife. It changes the balance of the knife a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if people might like it or dislike
Right.
It's obviously a bit more expensive, but it definitely feels more premium.
My
So
dad
it's a neat
picked
knife.
one of these up the last time he was in, and he was like, "Oh, that's my new knife," and just
That's
immediately
awesome.
bought it. Yeah, he
It's
loves
just it's just a really cool like worker blade shape. Obviously,
Yeah.
I think there might be a little bit of a
fantastic.
theme here because
Yeah.
all of these are gonna have this like sheep's foot blade shape that we're pulling out.
it. Very cool.
But just great for work, really robust, and actually relatively lightweight for being like, this has to be like a nearly 4-inch blade, I'd say.
It's
Maybe
a
like
big
a
one,
3,
yeah.
3.6 or something like that.
Yep.
But that's a really nice knife. I think that's really neat.
Digging that thing.
How about the, I'm sure the Vision, I think it has the exact same blade shape as the other ones that we're pulling
it
out. People are
does.
probably going to get bored of our blade
There's a
shape
big theme going
preferences.
on here. We've got like one normal blade, and it's not even normal anyway.
Exactly.
This is the Civivi Vision FG. This one's mine, and it's everybody has a different price point.
Yeah.
You know, for whatever budget means. But this was right around $95.
Yeah.
And it's probably got some of the snappiest action. You can tell I carry it a lot
It's fidgety,
because it's dirty. Again, that's a theme with the Oligarch as well.
as a knife should be.
But yeah, man, it's so dang addictive, and it was on a lot of people, you know, on YouTube, their top 10 list of last year.
Yeah.
Regardless of price. So
Yeah.
I was really impressed with that when that came out, and that was probably my first Civivi purchase in a while. I was really impressed with it.
I
actually-
really like it. I like the Ultim.
yes.
I'm a big Ultim fan. My dad's always wanted one of the Ultim OTFs.
Yeah.
He always just thought it was
Those
cool
are
that you
cool.
could see the internals on it.
We had one of those in a while
know.
back.
I know.
It's
I know.
gone now.
I think there's actually some Heretic down there that he would actually
Sweet.
really like. But yeah, I think this is great. It has a similar vibe to me, just blade shape wise and like handle orientation wise, to a kitchen knife style, almost
work.
like a Spidey Chef.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's a really cool
It kinda does
option.
look like that, yeah.
You know what I'm
Good
saying? Like it
call.
has that,
Yep.
like where you can cut something on a tabletop without getting your
Yeah.
without your hands getting in the way.
I dig that.
But yeah, that's a really nice, smooth knife.
Fidgety.
Yeah,
Very
and
fidgety.
Civivi's another one that they kind of, I think they were almost in small part in like responsible for the budget knife revolution that we saw like in the last five-ish years, and they keep stepping it up.
Yeah.
So they put out some really cool stuff every year. I feel like they have 50 new models a year.
Yeah, for sure. It's hard to keep up with Civivi because they're just designing. Now they're working with other designers. This is a Snex design.
Yes, yes.
And then Brian Brown just released one. It's just amazing. It's another Civivi that I purchased recently. I don't have it with me, but
Shout out Brian
that thing's,
Brown.
yeah, absolutely.
Love that
thing's
guy.
Awesome.
I just realized that I probably need to stand on a box. Because Lyle, you're 7'4", right? Because I'm 6'2", so I'm just.
I don't know how tall I am anymore. Actually, I bought my head a lot.
So is this directly out of your pocket today?
That is. I
Okay.
carried that in. I actually replaced it with something else.
Oh,
for-
I
For
see.
the end of the video. Though.
I see.
But I love this.
Yes. Everybody who's been following the YouTube channel for a while knows I'm a huge ProTech guy.
Yep.
Love everybody out there. So this is the new Sinkovich. Is it a collaboration, would you say?
Yeah.
Okay, Sinkovich collaboration. Is this the Oligarch?
Yep.
Okay.
And it's fantastic. Oh, so good. Doug actually stood in line. Shout out Doug. Stood in line at Blade Show because I couldn't go this year and bought me this knife.
It's so pretty.
So like I had a couple on my list, and he dug out some time and went and stood in line for me.
Yep.
I was like, thank you, man.
Yeah.
That's a good friend.
Good looking out, Doug.
I've already messed it up.
How'd you
It's
do it?
Scratched a little bit.
Oh, that's not messed up.
No,
that's not messed
It's a
up.
user, but it's a Blade Show like a 20 out of 100 or something. So I probably should have been more careful with
I bet.
it. But I love it.
Dave would appreciate that you're using it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is a neat knife because it kind of takes a lot of modern styling and applies it to Protech's build quality, which I really like. I'd say this is kind of, to me, it kind of fills a similar role to an automatic Malibu.
Yes,
You know,
absolutely.
where it's
Malibu's one of my favorite
thin.
Protechs.
Yes. So, but this is thin. It's light. It's slicey, similar to like a reverse Tonto Malibu, but obviously with a nice Protech automatic action.
Yep.
And it's just great. And it almost has. It'll be hard to show on camera, but it has a faux backspacer that's milled out, so it kind of almost gives it like an integral look.
Yep.
It's really cool.
It's a beautiful design.
Yeah.
Absolutely check these out.
These are awesome.
The blade shape's fantastic. It's Magna Cut. There's a couple of different permutations now too. You know, they've got the really high-end fancy ones.
Yes.
Kind of the customs.
Yep.
But you're talking a little bit of money there.
Yeah, always.
But they've got kind of blacked out models now coming out, and they're coming out more and more. So that's a new model still.
Yep.
But they're becoming more and more available. So
It's cool because some of their most prolific models would be like the CQC,
yes.
which is an Emerson collaboration, and then they have the SNG, obviously a Strider collab,
And the TR series.
Yeah, TR series, exactly. So like having another incredible knife designer join the collaboration team is really cool to see for Protech.
That's the kind of stuff that I really nerd out about.
Me too.
I geek out about that kind of thing.
Me
So,
too.
like, oh, you mean he did that with them? Like, I gotta buy one.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys
Yeah.
are like that. Let us know in the comments. But I do. I geek out about that kind of stuff.
Oh, Terzula also.
yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can't forget him.
yeah, you've got one of his.
I love.
don't
Yeah,
you?
I love that knife.
I think I
yeah.
borrowed that from you for a while.
Yeah, that's a great knife.
So good.
How about this ABW here?
So Michael Martin is one of the coolest guys you'll ever meet.
Yeah, he is.
And he just like magically whipped these up in his shop and brought them to Blade Show and was talking to Doug about them. And I think we bought like 5 or 6 of them from them and brought them home. So this is another Blade Show pickup for me because as soon as I saw it, I immediately bought it. It's Magna Cut titanium. It's got some really cool milling design. It's super simple. And, I am not normally a guy for a slip joint, but the action on this is so smooth.
Yeah.
And it's got a couple of my favorite things. It's got the blade shape we keep talking about. I love the Wharncliffe sheep's foot style blade shape.
Yeah.
And it's a hollow grind. And it's $150.
What's the model name?
$150. I don't think it has a model name
Okay.
yet. It's that
Okay.
new. And he said at the event recently, if you were there, you might have gotten to meet him. He said he brought like 12 of them with him, and he's working on like 100 right now in his shop. So they're going to be more readily available pretty soon. But that price point is kind of mind-blowing for an American-made,
Yeah.
pretty much a custom knife that a really cool guy makes in his garage, essentially, It's just an unbelievable value,
Yep.
and it's a fantastically designed little pocket knife.
Yeah, that's great. It's a great size. I like the texturing on the scales. And he always puts nice touches on the knives. Like I love the made in the USA around the pivot. That's just so neat.
Yep.
But it's like you
That's kind
said,
of
it's
stuff you
just
don't
simple.
have to do, and he still does it.
Yep. Simple, clean. I like the monochrome
It's cool.
look to it. It has a really modern look to it, which is
It does.
it's kind of hard to pull off when it comes to a slip joint style.
And the
It's just
sky's
really
the
cool.
limit. This could be a platform for him, like his Model 2s and Model 1s, and all the different versions that come out. He, flexes on them a little bit, changes them here and there.
I would love to see if this was scalable. Obviously size, but then
That
also
would be cool.
number of blades.
Oh, dude, yeah.
How
like a
cool would
classic.
that be?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like that would just be so neat to see if
would
you could see if you could put a couple more blades in there, or just have almost like a mix and match kind of thing you could do.
That's cool, Michael. If you're watching, we got some ideas.
yeah. Text
That is
us.
so
yeah,
cool.
we'll talk about
That's
it.
a great idea.
But I think that would be neat.
Yep.
And then round us out with the no TF.
Dude, so everybody knows Microtech is fantastic, but their Gen 3 dual fuel drive system, I think I'm saying that right, is just, to me, kind of a game changer.
Yeah.
My thumb doesn't hurt doing this at all. And I love it. I love the design. I like that natural look on this particular one as well. This is the Combat Troodon, and I just, my thumb likes it a lot. It's a fantastic design. Or so that's not the Troodon. That's the Hera 2.
Yeah, the full size Hera.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing is a
meant to
beast.
grab a Troodon, and I grabbed that instead.
Yeah, the handle
I
shape.
love the color.
Yeah, the handle shape is super similar to like the Gen 3 CTs. I love the new pocket clips.
They're so cool.
Yeah, to me that's a little bit of a value add, as opposed to like, because they used to look more like the one they have on the MSI. MSI is obviously a bit more of a budget, not a budget choice, but there's not corners being cut. I'm trying to think what I want to say.
Yeah.
You had to make compromises when you sell an American-made knife for
sure.
less than $200.
Yeah.
This one seems like they kind of pulled out more of the stops on it. I love the reversible pocket clip with the ceramic ball.
Yeah.
It's just cool. Like they're just seems to be a really good option now when it comes to especially the full size.
Yeah, it's a big
OTFs.
knife that doesn't feel too huge as well. So.
Yep. Yeah, just by the nature of it being an OTF, it's so slim for how big the blade shape is.
It's got nice curves.
It
Can I
does.
say it? It's got nice curves.
Are we allowed to say this is a
I
family
think-
program?
Absolutely.
It does. It does. Has great milling.
Hardware is now user friendly.
Yes.
I think that's a really cool move. And also, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but their prices, where it seems like the market in general is just going up and up and up and up.
Yeah.
They've got a proprietary version of M390, which I think has allowed them to bring down their prices from what they should be, like when you look at other things on the market right now. And they're still very premium, but they're a little more affordable than they used to be. So the Gen 3s have had really cool things happening. You know, the production quality is really awesome. The action is much better with the dual fuel system. But the price came down. So nobody does that. Who does that?
Yeah, you really don't ever see that.
Yeah.
One more thing, and then I'll stop going on and on about this knife. But
That's why you're here.
I know.
We want
but
you.
I
to go on and
do.
on.
I do really like the fact that they went with like on a lot of the different colorations with a monochrome design when it comes to the logo. I just think it cleans up the knife a little bit to not have like a big white logo
Yes.
on there.
Huge.
It kind of it to me that's a little bit of a step up. Obviously, everyone has their own taste when it comes to what they like their knives to look
And
like.
that was an intentional design choice.
Yeah.
You know, that's really cool.
Yeah,
like
I just
that
think it's
stuff.
really neat.
That's beautiful.
So yeah, so guys, down below, let us know what your favorite releases of 2024 so far have been. Even if you haven't gotten them in hand, just visually, what have you liked seeing on YouTube? What have you liked seeing on Instagram? To me, honestly, it's got to be the Chupacabra. I think this thing is
Really digging that
so
one, huh?
cool.
That's cool.
I just think it's cool. It's a little chunky for what it is.
Evan's gonna buy a new knife today.
I think I might. I think I might. But I just think it's so cool. It's neat.
Dude, I haven't
how
even
about
played
you,
with it
Lyle?
yet. That's cool. What's that now?
What's your favorite release of 2024 so far?
My favorite release is the Oligarch.
Yeah, I get that.
It's the Oligarch.
I get that.
I've got a couple of things that would be pretty close seconds. Oh my gosh, this is really good.
Isn't that cool?
That's awesome.
It kind of it has a
the
really
action.
similar feeling to the Vision flat ground. It's awesome.
Failed.
Yeah.
That is cool. Okay.
Yeah. I'll take this.
I'm going on vacation soon. I can't afford a new
Take
knife
that
today.
away. So what are you rocking? What are you carrying
Dangerous
today?
working here. my
It is.
friend.
It is. Paychecks come in and they go right back to the store.
Yeah. Well, I was carrying the Oligarch.
Nice.
But because we wanted to use that in the video,
Ooh.
I wanted to show Evan what I recently got at
A Demco.
our 21st anniversary event. The Demco people were here.
Oh my gosh.
Which was awesome. We got to meet them. They
Yeah.
were great. And I went back and forth a little bit about what it was because we had a lot
That's
of cool
gorgeous.
stuff in that day, and a lot of makers were here. So yeah, shout out to all those guys who were here and ladies. But I went with the Demco because I don't have a 8020 yet. I didn't have an 8020 yet. and now I do.
Yeah, this thing is so dang cool. I love that pattern.
That's
How neat is that?
laser etched.
Really?
Yep. And it's G10, and it doesn't feel like G10 to me. It feels more like micarta.
It does. I was about to ask
Really cool.
what it actually was.
So whatever sorcery they're using to make G10 feel like micarta, keep that up. That's really cool. Doug got one too.
Oh, did he?
And that G10 is really, it's just a different pattern.
I just think it's fun. Like
Yeah.
it's just fun to have a little bit more flexibility with what you can do on
Yep.
G10 other than just color changes.
Yep.
So I think it's really neat. I've always wanted one of these. I never sprung on one of the Cold Steel produced ones.
Yeah.
So I've always kind of just been holding out for one of the ones that he makes in where's he out of PA?
Yes.
Yeah.
They were only like 3-hour drive from here, I think. So
Yeah.
something like that.
So that's a really cool knife.
Yeah.
But I love the G10 on that.
Yep.
I am
What are you
rocking.
carrying?
This is the work knife. I carry this
Heck
one
yeah.
nearly every day. This is a ProTech TR3. This particular one is in Magna Cut.
That's cool.
So which is kind of neat. I think they do these in Magna Cut, and they also do them in 154
Yeah.
CM.
The one I have is 154.
Yes.
Yep. And
This-
it's the blue, the sapphire.
Oh yes.
Very blingy.
Yes.
But
yeah. So
I love these knives.
I love this knife. This one's got a manual safety on it, which some people love, some people hate. I
Right.
don't. It never
you ever use it?
engages. No, it never engages in my pocket
Yeah.
like either, which is
Right.
totally fine. But this thing goes with me pretty much every day. It's cut a lot of airbags out of
How
cars.
does it really?
Yep.
Like helping people out, huh?
Well, not
Or-
even necessarily helping people out. So a lot of the times when people will be out of the car by the time we get to
Oh, right.
an accident, and then so that I can get in their vehicle and move it off to the side of the street,
Oh, yeah.
I'll cut out the airbags.
Nice.
You know, and just makes it so you can see a little bit better, a little bit safer for moving their cars.
For sure.
But yeah, I absolutely love this knife.
Yeah, man. I'm a big ProTech
I'm a huge ProTech guy.
fanboy. So yeah.
It's usually either this one if I'm feeling an auto, or if I'm feeling a manual, it's either a CRK Omnumzon, which that's probably my favorite knife of all time.
That's so great.
Or
That's high on my list.
oh, it's such a good knife. Or a manual Microtech SOCOM.
Oh, dude, those are cool.
But that feels a little bit overkill a lot of the time. That's a big.
Yeah.
To me, it feels even more of a full size knife than the MSI.
Yeah.
It's just huge.
There was a gentleman carrying one around at our event recently, and I almost bought it from him because he was
SOCOM?
offering it for a really good price.
Was it a manual or an auto?
It was a manual.
I love that
and
knife.
It had some really cool carbon fiber inlays.
Oh,
in it.
cool.
And I hope you sold that knife because it was a great price. So hope somebody got that from you. But he actually wanted to sell it so he could buy a Demco.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, good
Okay.
story.
Yeah.
a
Just
great
couple
knife.
hard users.
Yes,
You know,
for
so
sure.
he's definitely got a type.
Yep.
This one melts into my hand like almost like a fixed blade.
Yep. And I had never held a full size
Oh my gosh.
80/20 before. So
Such
I
a
was
good knife.
really impressed with the ergonomics on it.
Yeah.
But man, you can go to work with one of these too.
And you got to meet Andrew and
Yes.
John,
Yeah, just briefly got to say hi to just about everybody on
and
the
they're
floor.
both massive.
Yeah, they are.
So the knife makes sense. You know, they're both massive dudes. So that always makes sense. There's a video of me from like 3 years ago, interviewing them, and I'm sitting in a chair, like
Yeah.
almost like a director chair at like a movie shoot, and he's sitting in one right next to me.
Oh, I remember
and
that.
I look
I
like a
remember
child because he's so huge.
I'm a skinny dude, and I felt way skinnier that day when they were here, and so I was like, man, I need to work out.
Exactly. Yeah. Every time I see those guys, that's what I think. But
So funny.
all right, guys. Well, I think we can just wrap it up
Dude,
here.
I think we're good.
Awesome.
How's
So-
that for Rec Report Mini?
Yeah, Rec
Volume
Report
one?
season whatever. We're
Yeah.
back, baby. Yeah, put it up season whatever right here.
Yeah.
Guys, let us know down below what some of your favorite releases of 2024 are. Let us
Definitely.
know what you're carrying today, and also if you have a topic that you'd like us to talk about in the future.
Yeah, we need material.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah. Do our job for
Right.
us. You know, that would be great.
Yeah, help the full-time other jobs out. Yeah, so this is our part-time gig.
Yeah.
But we love it. We love
Yes.
it here, Mike. Thank you for allowing us to be here.
But I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with us. Like it's since it's a little bit of a side gig, it's
Yeah.
kind of fun that we get to pop in here,
It's really cool.
you know,
I-
and
I
just
love
film
it.
this.
Yeah.
So it's cool. So let us know if you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see some more, let us know down below. But
Yeah,
thanks, guys.
anything in particular we can cook up for the next episode, we'll do it for sure.
Awesome.
Thanks for
Awesome.
being here.
All right. Appreciate you.
Dude, it's good to
see
have
ya.
you back.
All right.
We'll see you later.
See you next week.